everybody knows about this young man now, after that wonderful UK Championship victory over Luca Brissell. Completely different style of player to Mark Selby, who will probably look to tie Zhao Xintong up as far as possible. Never easy to predict, Phil, is it, early on in January, just the form of players and what you can expect to see from them, because obviously a lot of the snooker clubs will have been closed. So players, I think, who have a table at home have a decided advantage.
Yes, of course, Zhao Xintong is based right here in the UK. He will have been practicing, no doubt, at the academy over the festivities. As for Mark Selby, well, he's based right here in Leicester. Don't know how much practice he's put in over the Christmas period, but I'll tell you what, being involved in a group or two or even three this week will stand him in really good stead for the Masters next week.
Yeah, good point there, Phil. It's a great chance for somebody like Mark Selby, Stuart Bingham, that sort of player who's in the Masters, to hone their game and get some good match play in against some of the other game's top stars. Typical Mark Selby safety shot there, finds the bulk cushion. So good at doing that. It makes such a difference as well when you're cueing tight off the bulk cushion. It's very hard to strike the cue ball cleanly. And you saw that there with Zhao Xintong's safety. Cue ball coming out of bulk. No obvious harm done though, unless there's a plant somewhere. Safety shots really open the frame up because the black is now available. Red to spread nicely, so a mistake here from Zhao Xintong could be costly. Well, there is a mistake.
Mark Selby 4.
I think that cue ball will be replaced by our referee, Brendan Moore, officiating here.
It's been a while now since he won the UK Championship, but this is only his second match as UK champion. He didn't qualify for the Scottish Open, and then he lost in the first round of the World Grand Prix to Martin Gould 4-2. What a performance, though, to win the UK title, especially towards the end of the event. Finally fulfilling the vast potential every player on the circuit knew that Zhao Xintong had.
Yes, just to go through the attributes that Zhao Xintong has. He's got a great temperament, fairly undemonstrative, doesn't give a lot away, but he's got a great cue action, a very flat cue action. Strikes the ball beautifully and he keeps very still on the shot. And coupled with all that, of course, is the fact that he's got a terrific amount of ability.
And a little tactical tussle here with Mark Selby will do him no harm whatsoever. In a week's time, actually a week today, he'll take on John Higgins in the first round of the Masters. be a test, as of course will this.
Yes, in fact, Zhao Xintong defeated John Higgins in the UK Championships en route to victory. I think he was 5-3 down and won 6-5 as well, because I was playing, I think, against Andy Hicks on a neighbouring table.
Thanks, man.
That's tied the black up again, and the reds have become more bunched up as well. This is a typical Mark Selby frame, isn't it? But there is a chance here for Zhao Xintong to try and get that cubewell in behind brown and yellow. Considerably thicker than intended. Mark Selby was just having a look there to see if the red that's nearest that right corner would cut in. Maybe it's just hidden by the blue. Excellent cue ball, but as you can see, that red that's near the right corner will certainly be interesting Zhao Xintong. The problem being, I can't see any likelihood of getting on a colour from it.
One.
Well, sometimes you just have to trust to luck. Doesn't matter whether you've won the World Championship or, in Zhao's case, the UK Championship. You need to pot the ball and then hope.
Yeah, it worked out beautifully. Just cannoned one of the reds to the right of, or the left of the one that he potted. Half ball, which deflected the cue ball up towards blue and pink. So all of a sudden now, first good chance in this frame has fallen to Zhao Xintong. Black's still tied up, but if you can somehow get that pink into play, I think if he pots the pink, it's spots occupied perhaps, so that would go on the black spot, which would help. Ooh, can he just jab this pink in? Is he straight enough on it to attempt it? But you can see the pink spot there now is clearly visible, so that will be an open play if he can knock this in.
$30. $14.
Zhao there just discovering what all of the players involved in Group 1 and 2 discovered the week before Christmas, that these tables are reactive. As is the case with the Champion of Champions, the tables being used are Rason, produced in China.
20.
There you can see. And I thought conditions pre-Christmas were excellent, reflected in the fact that in the first two groups, Dom, we had 30 century breaks in total.
Yeah, absolutely, Phil. I commentated on Group 1 and centuries flying in all over the place. The key thing for players, they can accustom themselves to the way the bed cloth is playing, the response out of the cloth, the bed cloth, and the speed of it, but the cushion rails, that's critical. if they're reliable and the players can trust the cushions to rebound at a set speed,
28.
a consistent speed, they can judge well, then, you know, heavy scoring and good positional play is always much more possible for them. Sometimes you get bad bounces, it can put you completely out of position on occasions. Having to concentrate on the pink here predominantly because the black's out of commission.
34.
But this is a useful little contribution from Zhao Xintong so far. If you keep it going, could just
35.
about make enough from this visit to leave Mark Selby at the snooker's required stage.
He's only beaten Selby on one
41.
previous occasion in a Championship League last year. Group 1, 3-0 he won. There are other Championship League meetings. Selby prevailed 3-1. That was in Group 3, the same as this, in last year's Invitational Championship League. As for meetings outside
42.
of this tournament, Selby's dominated. 5 wins out of 5.
Go back
48.
a few years, Zhao Xintong was an even quicker player than he is these days. I've noticed 2 or 3 seasons ago he'd just slowed his rhythm down ever so slightly.
49.
Walked around the table a little slower than he used to. Just took that extra bit of care on every shot that he played, and I just thought that might hindrance him a little bit and take away some of his natural flair, because you can easily stifle that by changing
55.
your game too much, but it seems to work for him.
$56.
You're absolutely right, Don. Players who radically slow down never improve. I think players who just take a little more time, such as him, they're the ones who benefit. And what a great shot that was. Now talk about making something from nothing here. Really good cannon to develop those 3 reds. Not a good kiss there, mind you, but he's in
63.
total control of the frame, even though he's not going to win it in a single visit.
No, an unlucky cannon that time, but
Bramble.
now I'd be playing to stun him behind the yellow here and try and knock that brown to the side cushion, and that's exactly what Zhao Xintong's tried to do here, and that will make
Zhao
things
Xintong,
doubly
63.
difficult for Mark Selby. Appreciative of that contribution there from Zhao Xintong. It was a very good one, and it's put him to within a ball or so of winning this first frame.
It's going to be a good start for the Chinese contingent in general, because over on table 2, Zhao Guodong is just about to take a 1-0 lead over Stuart Bingham.
Foul on the miss. Zhao Xintong 4.
Well, Selby missed those reds by a whisker.
Is that or not? Might have been a bit near the yellow then.
I think even Mark Selby would have to be an eternal optimist to think that he has any hope of winning this frame from the position of the balls.
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't know whether you heard that conversation between player and referee. Selby very sportingly saying no, the snooker was actually harder than where Brendan had replaced the cue ball initially. But I'll tell you what, Dom, we try and categorise players and say who's the best in a particular discipline. For me, when it comes to getting out of snookers and doing no damage, Selby is right at the top of the tree.
Yes, I think all the great tactical players are in a situation like that. People like John Higgins, Mark Selby, of course, even Ronnie O'Sullivan, a terrific tactical player. The problem is, you know, you play on these tables all the time with a new cloth and you just get to know them so well. I know this is a Rasson table, not the star table that we're more accustomed to, but there aren't that many differences really between them. It's the way the cloth is, it's brand new all the time, and you can normally rely on the cushions, especially early on in a tournament where the cloth is absolutely brand new.
Yes, normally with the Championship League we play the invitation event at least in 4-day bursts. Now this is something unusual, 6 days of competition, and it will be interesting to see how the tables are playing on Friday and Saturday. Much snooker under the bridge before then though.
He's played a great shot there, Mark Selby. Don't think Zhao Xintong can see any of the red below the green. It's an easy snooker to escape from though, that little shelf of 3 reds on the top cushion there to play into. Wide target area. A little unlucky there, he's left a potable red on for Mark Selby, who I'm sure will look to pot as many of these loose reds as he can do with high value colours. Then maybe leave that red that's near that right side cushion there to get the snookers.
One.
Doesn't actually need any snookers, but chances are if he doesn't get on that red that's near the right side cushion, he would snooker Zhao Xintong. Still enough on the table for him to win this first frame. Only just 56 points behind now, 59 remain.
Yeah, that does make life slightly easier.
7.
Does give him the option of the occasional pink or even one blue. But let's just assume, and it's a big assumption, that he does spot all of the reds with high value colours. He's then still got the problem of the green and brown.
Well,
14.
Mark just had an ideal angle there on the pink to play for the difficult red. Oh, good pot. He had to dig right down into the
50.
cue ball there. But he could do with taking the black now instead of the pink because he's running out of high value colours. Every time he pots a pink, there's one less point available to him. As you can see, he's still... Well, actually, if he pots a pink, he'd be 42 behind with 43 remaining, so he would need 2 blacks. I don't think Mark will take anything on here, even if the red does pop to
21.
the right corner.
Mark Selby 21.
Decent contribution, but he'd be very disappointed with that safety shot. Chance here for Zhao Xintong to pot the frame ball red he needs. And in it goes.
1.
He looks sharp, doesn't he? First impressions favourable. Now will Selby continue on?
Zhao Xintong. 1.
Of course.
Chance to maybe stun him behind the pink here, but he'd have to be careful where the red goes. Yeah, that's why he'd play to stun him behind the green. A more difficult shot. But by stunning him behind the pink, if he didn't manage it, the red would have been near that green pocket. Where's this black? Oh my goodness me. You have to be so careful when you play Mark Selby. A mistake like that can end up costing him a frame, because Mark Selby, as we all know, tactically, well, he knows everything about the game. Borne out by this shot here. What a great shot he's played.
Get the impression with Mark Selby, if he ever wanted to take up 3 cushion billiards, after a while he might be quite good. He's got that kind of mindset.
Foul.
And the
Mark
slap
Selby.
miss from Zhao Xintong a little earlier might come back to bite him. Now just 1 snooker needed. And of course, with that ball where he nearly knocked the black in, he also freed up the green and to a lesser extent the brown.
Yes,
1.
Mark had a great angle to get down the table for the black there, but has the cue ball travel far enough? Can he still snick this in? Well, he could. It was important because 1 snooker's all that Mark Selby needs now to tie. He'd have taken the pink there, and the other colour he'd have needed an extra snooker.
8.
Incredible. I didn't give Mark Selby a hope of winning this frame 10 minutes ago.
Mark Selby 8.
I think the key to playing Selby is that when you get to a point where you have frame ball dom, you should really say to yourself, it's frame ball plus at least another 2 to give yourself a comfort zone.
Yes, when you're playing Mark Selby in that sort of position, you just want to pot enough so that you don't think he's going to return to the table, basically.
Two.
Oh, but Mark's made a mistake here. He snooked himself on the green.
Mark Selby 2.
I also think that with Selby now, his reputation for stealing frames is so stellar that players might be getting a little nervous, more nervous against him than against other players in this kind of situation, Dom.
Definitely, and of course if you can steal a frame in this sort of fashion, psychologically it gives you a huge boost and completely deflates your opponent. Or might be disappointed there, trying to get the cue ball in behind the black, but got far too much stun on the ball, and finally now Zhao Xintong looks as though he will win this first frame.
I'm afraid.
Mark
Go
Selby this time does concede, and so that really well-crafted 63 break from Zhao Xintong means the UK champion leads the world champion 1-0.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was born for this, I was born for, I was born for this. I was born for this, I was born for, I was born for this. Born for this. Born for this. Feel that fever, lightning strikes, dangerous like dynamite. Born for this.
Pro Snooker in 2022 has begun, and one of the stories of 2021, Zhao Xintong has taken the opening frame against Mark Selby here on table 1.
Second frame. Mark Selby to break.
Selby over the years has produced some really good performances against Zhao Xintong. They first met in 2015 at the Gibraltar Open. And it seems that every time they play, Selby plays nicely. In the last 64 of the European Masters in 2017, it was best of 7. How about this, Dom? Selby won 4-1 with 4 centuries.
Yes, I think if you can produce that sort of snooker, you're not going to lose many matches, are you? I think, though, Mark Selby may be a little more wary of his opponent now, having seen him win the UK Championships in such terrific fashion.
They have played at the Crucible. First round in 2019. Selby won 10-7, on that occasion making 3 centuries.
And it's things like that that can make such a difference as to who wins a snooker match in a sort of short format like this, best of 5s. I mean, Zhao's missed that red there, but the red cannoned into the green and was left potable for Mark Selby. On another occasion, he could have got away with that. Mark's just about got the right side of the blue, but no easy loose reds to play for here. I just wonder if that black's on into the right corner. He could get into the pack of reds here, Mark Selby, if he wished. Power shot off 2 cushions, but he could play a delicate stun into that trio of reds. Well, there is a loose one that's on. He's played for the one behind the black, as you can see, and that tells me that that black must pot into the same pocket. Wouldn't normally play that shot otherwise.
One of the characteristics of this table pre-Christmas was that falls across this top cushion were going in relatively easily.
7.
And that was beautiful, not just the pot, but the way he conceived the positional cannon.
Yes, played the right shot there. Even if that black was on into the right corner, the cannon was the correct shot to play positionally. He's opened the black spot up area now and everything's on. Abundance of loose reds to play for, and this is Mark Selby's best
40.
chance of the match for him so far.
Selby looking to equalise, as Stuart Bingham has done on table 2 against Zhao Guodong, aided by a break of 55.
Just a bit of an observation. I would say early on that these cushion rails are playing just a little slower than the players were expecting them to.
23.
But definitely the bedcloth is playing beautifully. It's very lively and very fast. What's he on here? Is anything on into this left corner? If not, that could be under break. It's the one that just goes through a gap there. Must be tight.
$31.
Well, as John Virgo always says, there's always a gap. I think, given the quality of the way he went into the reds, cushion first, I think he deserved to be on a red. But in the end, you'd have to say that was a little fortunate. Now, can he take advantage of it?
$37.
Don't think it'll worry Mark Selby overly that the pink spot's occupied. It's up to go up in bulk onto the green spot. See,
38.
there's nothing preventing the black from potting into its own pockets. But he needs to be a little bit careful positionally, because all the reds, although they're free from one another, they're sort of blocking each other. This time the cannon hasn't worked out too well for Mark.
45.
Still has a choice of reds into either centre pocket, but both very missable with hampered queuing. Took the red on into the green pocket, so that he didn't have to queue over other reds. Chose wisely. And now, I think Mark Selby would be disappointed not to level this match up at 1 frame all in a short space of time.
51. $52.
A lovely little delicate cannon that Mark Selby played.
57.
I mean, you could say he's on a choice of 4 reds here.
58.
Now all the hard work's done. Can he go on to make the first century of the day here on table 1? Oh, the commentator's curse. I must apologise,
Mark
Mr.
Selby.
Selby.
58.
Wow, just when he looks set to go on and level this match up, Zhao Xintong is given a lifeline.
In the first frame, Zhao couldn't win in a single visit. But when he left the table, Selby was snookered and the balls were horribly placed. Now, they're invitingly placed with the obvious exception of the green.
One.
Well, as a player, you always know that if you can win a frame like this and punish that mistake that your opponent's just made, it will really hurt
8.
them. Can Zhao Xintong do that here? As you say, Phil, the green is the awkward ball that could come to the saviour, or be the saviour of Mark Selby here.
9.
Of course, he might develop the green, but what I have noticed, certainly at the UK Championship, and indeed before that, Zhao is absolutely mustard when it comes to doubles. So if he can't
16.
develop the green, that might be the fallback option.
17.
Yeah, good point, Phil, because if you can get onto the yellow, you'd be pretty much guaranteed to leave yourself the chance of a double.
Caught an awful lot of that far jaw to the black, but at that pace, the pocket
25.
accommodated.
And again, Phil, he's just gone a little low on the black because the side cushion just is sliding a little. Cable not coming off quite as straight as Zhao would have liked. But again, no problem.
32.
But now must leave a good angle on the black to get onto the remaining red. He's gone too low again here.
33.
And this is a problem. Not only is the black missable, unless he can just drop it in and cannon the red into play, he'll have to go around the angles here in an outer bulk. Oh, he's found the corner pocket. It was a good effort, I have to say. The
33.
pot was good. Just not quite enough backspin on the cable to avoid the in-off.
Well, that was frame ball. And now, look at this. Playing it like that, the only way he could have left the red was in exactly that manner. And again,
1.
a second opportunity for Zhao.
But did you see how quickly the red just ran and ran and ran and left that potable red on for Zhao Xintong? It's like lightning, this bedcloth. Now, as you say, Phil, Zhao Xintong's very adept at doubling balls. Now he's got a perfect opportunity here just to stun the yellow
8.
in, leave the cue ball somewhere near the yellow spot to double the green, and if the green goes in, well, the frame will be at his mercy. Well, the way to play this, I'd just be playing this at a controlled pace. Oh, wow, would never have played it that way. Oh dear, run of the ball again. Hasn't been favourable.
10.
He let me down there badly. That was well wide. But for the second time, Selby unable to deposit frame ball.
Amazing, Phil. And if Zhao Xintong plays this with topspin, because these cushions are so new, this cue ball could just die off the baulk cushion and land nicely behind the pink. It has. Needs that green to slow down. I think that's a snooker.
Terrific call, Dom.
Goodness me, Phil, how many times are we going to see players make a mistake and not get away with them? Again, that could have gone anywhere, but he's left this simple green for Zhao Xintong. If he gets onto the brown, 2-0 beckons.
Nice. 3. 7.
Is Selby going to be handed a taste of his own medicine? He's stolen countless frames from unlikely positions. Now though, Zhao just needs pink and black to steal the second from him.
Just a moment's pause there tells me that he may be a little straighter on this pink than he wanted to be. May have to play a power stun screw back. So a little less backspin and a little more stun will widen the angle off the pink and enable the cue ball to travel towards the pink spot rather than towards the black. But is that shot on? Well, it wasn't. He was dead straight. Now, where's the cue ball going to stop?
18.
It's not good. I don't think I'll be taking this on. A good safety shot here must be the order of the day.
And all because of that lax positional shot from blue to pink. What a pot from Zhao Xintong. Dominic Dale and myself both thought he would play safe. But this boy is something special. That pot was something special. And he pinches the second frame from Mark Selby, who twice missed frame ball. Zhao Xintong leads 2-0.
I was born for this. I was born for. I was born for this. I was born for this. I was born for. I was born for this. Born for this.
It was a black ball frame. The overhead view just giving us some indication of how difficult it was with cue ball and object ball so close together. Even at this level, judging the potting angle, incredibly tough. But Zhao Xintong did it. He steals the second frame. Now he's breaking off in the third, looking to start his day, looking to start this group in ideal fashion.
Yes, and that missed black from Mark Selby to the right corner has ended up costing him that frame. But he did have a chance himself to win it with that simple, for him anyway, frame ball green into its own pocket. But he overcut it. Yeah, it was a very good black from Zhao Xintong. I did suggest the safety shot because it was such an easy safety shot to play well and put his opponent in trouble. Wow, an immediate mistake here from Mark Selby. Well, the black's tied up, but I don't think that'll worry Zhao Xintong. There are quite a few loose reds in open play. He can soon pot a few of the reds that are occupying the black spot and thereby get black ball position later on in the break. I've already seen how capable he is of making a break from seemingly nothing. With that excellent 60 odd in the first frame. First thing to do, if he can, is to try and develop the pink spot area.
Six. Seven.
This pink be available? It certainly will be. That's why Zhao Xintong cleverly played
13.
the bottom red of the two together previously. So now the pink is available, which is important to Zhao Xintong because the black for the time being is out of commission. But I've watched a lot of Zhao Xintong over the years. It's remarkable to see how he's developed his game.
14.
Was capable of all kinds of mistakes a few years ago, but he takes a lot more care now and walks around the table with a much slower rhythm, almost like a Sunday morning stroll, and it seems to have helped his game enormously.
$19. 20.
Just a little more angle on the blue, I think, than he would have liked. He may consider going into that little pack of 6 reds now. Oh, he caught the pink first. Now, how lucky will he have been here? I think he'll be delighted with the way that's finished. He's got a choice of 2 reds.
25.
One into the left corner, one into the right corner, down this side cushion. Problem is, being left-handed, he can't reach it. Well, did the best he could.
26.
I think now he will play a safety shot. Could play the green to the right-hand side cushion, get the cue ball in behind pink and yellow.
Green ball. Zhao Xintong, 26.
There's definitely been a maturing process. We wondered at some point whether it would ever happen because he was quite reckless. Still very adventurous and attacking. But at just the right times, he's finding the right shots.
Foul, the miss. Zhao Xintong, 4.
Wow, what a mistake from Mark Selby that was. He's missed the pack of reds and he's left one on here for Zhao Xintong. The moment he struck the cue ball there, Mark, he was off the shot immediately. Oh, beautifully played cannon from Zhao Xintong. The cannon there was almost more important than the pot in some regards in terms of his mental thinking. He put more effort into the cannon. Well, if this black respots and is available, and it is, I'm not sure Mark Selby will be coming back to the table in this match.
Nine.
He's the world number 9, is Zhao Xintong, due to those hefty UK Championship ranking points earned. And in that lofty position, I don't think he looks out of place.
$60. $70.
Now he's got an angle here to maybe stun into the red that's above the black to leave himself on one into the left corner. I don't know if he can screw into the pack with the angle he has. No, he had to play that shot and he's played it well. Now can he just deflect off that little group of 4 reds to be on the black again into the right corner
24.
here? You never know how they're going to work out. Again, he just put so much emphasis on the positional aspects of the shot, almost took the pot for granted and missed it.
Selby's pulled so many frames, so many matches out of the fire. Can he do it again? Well, the answer would appear to be no. The loss of the second frame, demoralising. Can tell you, by the way, that Stuart Bingham now leads Zhao Guodong 2-1. Looked a little off balance there, did Zhao Xintong. Maybe that explains why he didn't get back on the correct side of the blue. But with the green being off its spot, had manoeuvrability.
Six.
Oh, this is the key shot for Zhao Xintong. Just red colour, red required.
Seven.
Oh, does he have any angle here to work with? He may, you know, just have a fraction. It's incredible how you can accentuate an angle when you've got very little to work with.
$12.
Frame ball.
13.
You know, during the first 2 groups, we had a very small amount of 3-0 results. 1 3-0 in Group 1, 4 of them in Group 2.
20.
We're going to kick off the coverage in Group 3
21.
with a 3-0. And it's the world champion who's on the receiving end.
28. 29. 36. 37.
Tommy's a real talent, isn't he?
He really is. He's a pleasure to watch as well. He's a beautiful cueist, got a lovely rhythm and a pace around the table these days, and fully deserves to be in the top 10 in the world because he, you know, he's so capable.
45. 2.
Finishes off with a half century. The black
Cheers, Mark.
to steal the second frame will be the abiding memory of that contest.